What's up guys, welcome back to another Destiny 2 video, and today I'm going to be going over the brand new TWAB that just came out, that Bungie released, on the state of Destiny 2, and how it's got some major improvements coming to Destiny that are really going to help the game, and I'm excited for. So the first thing that I'm going to be going over is they are going to be addressing 3 peaking. Now, this is going to be fixed in Season 15, so later this year, and what they're going to be doing is they're going to be making it so you can't emote in Crucible, and that you can't 3-peak or pull out a sword that doesn't have ammo. And so this will really help speed up the Trials games in the game right now, because if you've played Trials recently, you know it's really slow. It's just a camp fest of people with 100 intellect camping in their spawn, 3-peeking with swords, and it's just going to completely eliminate those type of players that just sit and wait for zone and just farm their chaos reach. And so this is just great news here. Next, they talked about they're going to be nerfing Stasis. Now, Stasis right now in the game is just absolutely broken. I think everybody knows this at this point. If you've played Crucible in the last 2 months, you know it's just absolutely broken. And just overall not a fun experience getting slowed and frozen every 10 seconds. And so they're going to be doing some nerfs to help reduce the amount of Stasis usage, hopefully. So let's start with Behemoth Titan. They are going to be decreasing super damage reduction. So right now the super is just an absolute tank, and this is going to help a lot because it's going to make it so you can kill them easier. Basically right now they're basically unkillable, so this is a great change. They're going to be increasing the super energy cost when performing light attacks. This is also great because that super lasts so long. I mean, you can just spam it for days. I think everybody knows that. I mean, if that super is chasing you, he can chase you forever, it feels like. So the next thing they're going to be doing is they removed the freeze AoE on Supercast. So right now if you pop the Behemoth super, everybody within like a small radius around you will freeze instantly. And they're going to be just straight up removing this. This is great because Behemoth Titan right now is like 2-dimensional, and the way that it's kind of like a panic super and a roaming super in one. So this is a great change that they're doing here. And lastly, they're reducing the traveling efficiency of Shiver Strike when slowed. So overall, this is just great changes to the subclass as a whole. They're really hammering down on the super, it seems, which I feel like is the main problem with it. I would have liked to see something with the slide, but overall great changes. And let's move on to the Hunter. So for the Hunter, they are going to be decreasing the Withering Blade damage and tracking. Now this last update they actually improved the tracking and increased the damage on body shot. I don't know why they did that, but they're taking that away and they're nerfing the shurikens. I mean, right now, the shurikens are honestly broken. You can have them in basically every gunfight, and they give you such an advantage. So this is great. I think they should still be in the game, but take more skill, and that's what they're doing, so that's great. Next, they're going to be decreasing the slow stacks applied to targets. So you're not going to be able to get somebody the times they slow off one shuriken and get them basically on the edge of being frozen. So you can't like throw a shuriken and then shade step or shuriken and then throw a dusk field and they freeze instantly. So that's great. And lastly, they are removing Shatter Dive damage just altogether. I don't know why this had a damage reduction in the first place, but I'm glad that they're just straight up taking it out, because right now in the game you can just keep spamming it over and over again and you're basically unkillable. So that's good. Warlock, they didn't change anything. I mean, they already got nerfed into the ground basically on week 1. The melee is still broken. I would like to see that not insta-freeze, but I'll take what I can get, I guess, here. And that's pretty much it. So some great changes to Stasis. Hopefully it won't be as much of use in Crucible. Hopefully it'll go down and more light subclasses can be used again. So next thing, they are going to be doubling their team that's working against cheaters. This is great. This will really help PC players because cheating is just in an awful spot right now on PC. I think everybody knows that. And obviously cheating in a video game is not ideal, so this is some great news. Hopefully that'll help and they can reduce the amount of cheaters. And so the last thing I want to talk about is they are actually going to be temporarily removing this current format of sunsetting. So everything that can get the 1310 is going to be able to be used up until Witch Queen and in Witch Queen. So Felwinter's, anything that can get the 1310. They actually talk about that they're going to be nerfing Felwinters, so I mean, I don't know what they're going to do with it, but I get it. It's an outlier, so. But removing this altogether, like, the armor sunsetting is just unbelievably stupid. It just makes no sense to me. I don't get it. Like, it's hard enough to get a god roll build already, and doing it on all 3 characters and masterworking it, like, you don't need the sunset gear. Like, you do, I get it, but not every season. Like, for example, my helmet sunset just this season, and I can't use it anymore. And so I had to get a new one, and it makes no sense. Like, I have to get a new helmet, but the rest of my gear's good. And then it's like, oh, but next season I gotta get new arms or something. And it's like, what? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. So I'm glad they're just straight up getting rid of it. I get, like, sunsetting stuff yearly or, like, all at one time. Like, oh, you gotta get all new armor now. Like, that makes sense. But sunsetting just my helmet or something, and having an expiration date on stuff, that was not the way to go. And I'm glad they're changing that. So this is basically the biggest thing. The 3-peaking and the cheating thing is really nice, but sunsetting it going away, it just makes it feel good to go and grind stuff again. Because now you can go grind a bottom dollar and use it all year, or get the new Trials hand cannon and use it all year. Not have to worry about re-grinding stuff. It's great news, I think. And I'm really excited to see what else Bungie's gonna do, because this actually shows that they're listening and they're really trying to get this game to a good spot again. I still think there's gonna be a couple issues, like Stasis is still gonna be absolutely broken, I think. But I think it'll be a lot better than it was. I think it's still gonna be the way to go, obviously, but hopefully they can. It would be just a dream to get rid of this slow and freeze on it, or at least the freeze, but I mean, they're making steps towards making it better, and that's really good. And so yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about in this video. Some great changes in this TWAB, and thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you guys.